Welcome to your daily reading. We've got a Two Pentacles in reverse. Someone is struggling to balance their daily, day-to-day financial obligations. They could be having to miss bill payments or having to try to figure out a way to make ends meet somehow. This could be also material obligations or material goods, not necessarily just money. So this could be someone who feels that they don't have enough of something to make it through something. Could have got some sort of resources and then sort of blew through the resources really fast, and then they're looking at the resources they have left and going, oh, I know that's not enough. I don't think that'll be enough for me to make it through this time. I need to have these resources work for me before I can get more resources. So that doesn't feel too stable. And the Three Pentacles. This feels to me that someone's looking at someone else's Three of Pentacles and is feeling the Two of Pentacles because someone else is in a Three of Pentacles. So someone's in a collaboration where they're able to share their finances, they're able to share their talent, they're able to share their knowledge, they're able to connect to people, collaborate, and make something more financially sustainable and beneficial for themselves and materially as well for themselves and whoever else is in this group with them. And it feels to me that on the bottom of the deck, it feels to me that somebody's right away, their feelings are of them not having enough or them not being able to manage themselves enough because they're comparing themselves to someone else who's in the Three of Pentacles, and they're feeling like their pentacles aren't enough for them or aren't enough in general because someone else's Three of Pentacles is evident to them, that they're seeing that. And there's a Page of Pentacles in reverse, which means somebody feels or somebody is they're either seen as by other people as not really having what it takes to do a certain task or learn how to do a certain task or apply themselves in a certain way. They could be seen like that by other people, or they could perceive themselves that way, or they could be that way, where they don't have enough of whatever it takes. It could even just be willingness or drive to put into a certain task where they do a certain thing and it has a certain outcome. This could be somebody feeling this Page of Pentacles because they're already like short on money, short on material goods. They're already feeling like that. They're already seeing that. And then they're looking over at someone else like, what is this person doing, right? You know? Oh no, they're in the Three of Pentacles. And then that Two of Pentacles feeling becomes the Page of Pentacles in reverse feeling, which is like, oh, well, I can't do that. I can't do what they're doing. And then it's like there's this, it's like a hopelessness of their own abilities to financially balance themselves. Like they're already feeling bad about it and they're already feeling like it's unstable, and they're seeing somebody else like doing better than them about it. And they're like, oh no, I can't do anything. Like I can't even learn how to do it. That's a Page of Pentacles is like a student of a thing. So this would be like someone who doesn't feel that they could even learn how to do that. Like it feels so far away from them. And they could also be someone, like I said, who's perceived like by other people as being that. It's like they're feeling like people think that, and they're feeling like people see that specifically because there's someone else in their environment that they're aware of that is in this Three of Pentacles, and it in their mind it reflects poorly on them, and for some reason. And there's a Knight of Wands. Um, this could be someone who has the courage to make bold moves and is not afraid of well, not necessarily not afraid of consequences, but they're not worried about. They're more about the action. They're more about taking action. They're more about doing what they need to do to get a certain situation to go the way they need it to go. And they're not, let's say hesitant. The word is hesitant. They're not hesitant to go in a certain direction. And there's an Eight of Swords in reverse. I was thinking, who is this? Who is this Knight of Wands? And it's like, I think that the intention is to make there be a confusion, or there be a confusion about who the Eight of Wands is, because this individual and the Two of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles in reverse, Two Pentacles in reverse, Page of Pentacles in reverse, may want to be perceived as the Knight of Wands and may want to act like the Knight of Wands. But from what I'm reading here, is the Knight of Wands is actually this Three of Pentacles person, because in order to achieve a consistent Three of Pentacles, a person has to be in the Knight of Wands. They have to be driven, and they have to be courageous, and they have to take action, and they have to not hesitate. And that makes there be clarity, which is the Eight of Swords in reverse. Is like someone's like not in a mental confusion and not blinded by anything really. Someone else's perception, someone else's comparison, someone else's feelings of inadequacy. It doesn't touch them because it's not their problem. It's like this this Three of Pentacles person's like, I did this action to get this outcome. So I'm not confused about it. And this could be in relation to people's words or people's thoughts about them and about themselves in relation. Because it feels like there's this enmeshment, or there's an attempt to create an enmeshment, to create a confusion, because someone wants to be seen a certain way. But they are not actually the way they want to be seen to be. They're not actually that way, because they're in this perception of themselves where they're not capable of making the action or taking the risks it takes, or that they're just not lucky, or that they're just not, people just don't want to work with them, or something like that. So knowing all that and being aware of the actions that one has taken to create a sort of outcome that they wanted to have, which they would know what they did, and they would know the difference between themselves and another person, and they would know the action someone else has taken, and the perception someone else has, and the perception other people have for someone else, and the perception that people have for them. And in this reading, it's not even showing that the Three of Pentacles individual is worried about other people's perceptions of them in this moment. What they're concerned about is their actions that they've taken and that they're taking towards creating the outcome that's desired for them and all other people in that Three of Pentacles. So that's where I believe this clarity is coming from. Like, they know what they've done to make something happen, and they're like, well, if anybody has any thoughts about themselves or any thoughts about me that are or is needs to say or wants to say something about themselves and then something about me in comparison, and create a sense of confusion in me and other people about who they are and who I am, and how they want to be seen as the Knight of Wands, and how they perhaps even want me to be seen as the Page of Pentacles, because they want to create this confusion, or they perhaps want to create this confusion where they can sort of act as if they are who this other person is, and maybe even try to manipulate people into believing that they are the opposite of themselves. But what this Three of Pentacles person is aware of is their actions and the other person's, and who's who. And they're like, okay, their words and perceptions of me are not my problem. And I'm not going to become confused and worried and second guess myself and hold myself back out of a fear of someone else's perhaps wanting to manipulate me and other people into believing they are who I am and they do the things I do, when it's pretty evident that they are actually who they are and actually do what they do. It seems like a pretty stark difference between these two energies. And that's why I think it's very difficult now to manipulate this Three of Pentacles individual, and probably pretty difficult to manipulate anybody else in the Three of Pentacles too. Because it's not just the one person in the Three of Pentacles, it's three people. So it could be three people or more in a group that are aware of this person's actions that they've taken to create an outcome that they're wanting. So then they're all in the Eight of Swords in reverse too, where they're not confused about what's going on. They're not confused about the action this person's taken. They're not confused about this person's drive and this person's things they do. And they're not confused about this other person's that popped up in the reading right away. That they're struggling financially and they're struggling materially. And that their perception of themselves is not good. And that other people's perhaps isn't good either. And that they're comparing themselves to this person. Or not this person, just this person. These people. They're comparing themselves to these people. This is not just one energy. It's a group. Because in order to be stable in that Three of Pentacles, the people who are doing that, who are achieving some sort of material or business success, know what comes with success and know what comes with the work. It comes with a lot of nonsense from other people, judgments and jealousy and confusion and manipulation from other people who perceive them as being successful and who in comparison do not perceive themselves as being successful and fear that other people, specifically other Three of Pentacles people, don't perceive them as being the successful person, that they perceive them as being someone who doesn't even want to bother trying because they're already feeling inferior to the people that are making it work for themselves. That's very, very common in business, and that is so important to know in business, is that is part of the way it works. There's no way that a person can succeed or a person can do anything really without there being this attempt to manipulate, an attempt to compare, an attempt to isolate, because it kept coming up that it was just this person in Three of Pentacles, this person. It's like there's not one person, just one person in Three of Pentacles. There's a group. So there's no isolating someone in the Three of Pentacles and confusing them because they have other people to compare with and work with and bounce ideas off of and relate with, other people that have experienced the same sort of thing, where someone compares their money and compares their success and compares their stability, feels not good about themselves, feels some kind of inferiority, and then tries to or wants to attempt to like act as if or pretend or give the impression that they are the one that is in that action taking mode. And they could even take certain kinds of action to create an outcome they're desiring. But their action, the difference between their action and this person's actions, or these people's actions, is their actions are to create the Eight of Swords in the people that are in the Three of Pentacles, and to isolate and confuse. Not to actually create the Three of Pentacles in their own lives. And that's a very, very important distinction to make here.